So guys, welcome back to another video and welcome to this Road to the Final Lucas Torreira player review. This item came out alongside a bunch of other Champions League and Europa League special cards, and yeah, it's definitely one that stood out to me because obviously it's got an Arsenal badge on it, so I did want to try it just because of that. Also, Lucas Torreira in last year's FIFA had an insanely overpowered special card. For those of you who played FIFA 19, you will all know that Torreira had a really OP Footmus card, so I'm hoping that this Road to the Final card is just as good as that, if not better. So in today's video, we'll be trying this item out to see how it does in matches. Before we get into things though, if you guys could leave a like rating on the video, that would be greatly appreciated. In the comment section down below, let me know your thoughts on this card, and also let me know which other of the Champions League / Europa League items you want to see me do a video on. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you're looking for a football news app to keep up to date with the latest happenings in the sport, check out my sponsor OneFootball. There's a link to download their app for free in the top of the description. Okay, so now all that is out the way, we can talk about Torreira. In game, obviously, I won't be using him as a cam. He's going to play as a DM in the 4-2-3-1 formation, or sometimes the 4-2-2-2 formation, depending on how I'm feeling. Anyway, let's get into things. So this is his card. It looks decent, to be honest. It's received a couple of decent boosts. He's got a +2 on pace, +4 on shooting, and a +3 on passing. And then dribbling, defending, and physical are all boosted by +2 on his card. Moving on in to the in-game attributes, and there's quite a few good notable ones. First of all, he's got quite high acceleration of 81, so off the mark he should be able to react pretty quickly to situations. His shooting stats aren't the best, but obviously he is a defensive mid. But saying that, he's got a decent long shot rating and an alright shot power rating, so from distance, if we get the chance, we will try and take off a shot. In the passing section, we can see he's got a pretty good short passing rating of 86 and not too bad long passing of 78, but I'm not expecting this guy to be distributing to a very high level, but he should be able to distribute fairly well. His dribbling isn't too bad for a defensive mid either. He's got really high agility of 87, really good balance of 93, and not too bad ball control of 83. Defensively, good interception rating of 88, pretty good defensive awareness of 86, and a solid stand tackle rating of 86. In the physical department though, we can see that he does lack in the strength department, so he's not going to be the strongest of DMs. However, he does have really high aggression, so he should fight for the ball quite a bit. So yeah, in-game stats wise, it looks pretty solid. Hopefully in-game he's going to be pretty effective. So without further ado, let's get into some games and let's see how this card compares. So for Lucas Torreira's debut, we come up against a near full Serie A side, which features the likes of 85 rated Gomez, 86 Immobile, and an 88 rated Nesta at right centre back. So many people got Nesta from Foot Swap. Did you guys? Let me know in the comments. Who did you get from the Foot Icon swaps? Oh, nice position in there from Torreira, but just knocked off the ball there by Allen. Here's Torreira. What can he do now? Slides for a really nice ball there for Zaha, but unfortunately the first touch gets cut out. Torreira trying to open up some space. Fires the ball into Aubameyang, but just once again, just not enough space for him to turn and shoot. Here's Torreira. He puts through a nice through ball, which hopefully Pepe will get on the end of. He shall. What can we do here? Pepe bangs it across the box, and Aubameyang gets himself a goal, which was definitely set up by the initial through ball from Lucas Torreira. Here's Lucas Torreira holding off Lozano for eventually getting the ball away. I feel like he was about to be dispossessed if I didn't pass the ball there. And there's the half-time whistle. At the break, we've got ourselves a 2-0 lead. Yeah, not too much for Lucas Torreira to do in the first half, to be honest. It's been a relatively even game overall. Obviously was involved in one of the goals, which was pleasing. But hopefully in the second half we can keep this shutout and keep a clean sheet. Oh, nice tackle there by Torreira on Depay. Not the best pass though. I actually didn't even aim that to Aubameyang. Coming forward now with Lucas Torreira. My opponent is just standing off me. And now he's giving me the chance to shoot, and Lucas Torreira strikes the post. Oh, Torreira tried the intercept there, but took a very heavy touch and my opponent gets the ball back. I was holding sprint there, so that's probably why. Nice tackle there by Torreira on Allen. Good chance for my opponent on the edge of the box, but Torreira's there, positioned well. Mixed interception. And there's the full-time whistle. The shutout is complete. We do get ourselves a clean sheet, and Torreira actually played quite well in that game. But I do have to say, I did feel like Guardiola did outperform him when doing the defensive duties. Anyway, that's game number 1 complete. Let's get into another match. Next up for Lucas Torreira is this hybrid squad, Premier League / Bundesliga hybrid from my opponent. He does have player of the month Vardy up top, and he's also got a decent defence of Akanji and Lucas Hernandez. Aubameyang puts the ball through to Torreira, who's coming into an advanced role, gets the ball to Aubameyang, who tries to take off the shot, but the finesse shot is blocked. Oh, nice tackle there by Torreira on Jamie Vardy, and now we can look to counter maybe. Nice play there from Guardiola. Now Torreira can bring the ball forward. Oh, just took a bit of a heavy touch there. So the half-time whistle has just blown, and as you can see at the break, it is 2-2. And both sides are pretty much just scoring every shot they get. So yeah, it's one of them games. Torreira involved in this attack. Pepe puts the ball across the box, but sadly, Akanji blocks it. Forward here for my opponent. I'm tracking him with Torreira, and then eventually we make a nice intercept with Torreira, but I've panicked with the pass, but luckily made up for it with a nice tackle from Torreira on the whistle. Here's Torreira. He finds Aubameyang. What can he do here? Aubameyang's going to return the ball to Zaha, and Zaha will score. Oh, Torreira with a nice kind of interception there, blocking the path of the ball, allowing another player to pick it up. My opponent's got a lot corner late into the game, and obviously Lucas Torreira is at the front post, but he actually won a header for once. Incredible scenes. Nice positioning there from Torreira, and he sets Pepe free down this left edge, and now he's got a chance to break. Can we really put the icing on the cake in this game as we break away with Pepe? Oh, I've took it too far. But there is the full-time whistle. Thanks to a clinical second half, we do indeed get the win in this match. So how was Lucas Torreira in game number 2? He was pretty solid, to be honest. I felt like he got forward naturally a bit more in this game than he did previously, but nonetheless was relatively solid in that CDM role. I still feel like Pep Guardiola outperformed him though, but both my CDMs in this match were very, very solid, both defensively and offensively when turning defense into attack. Okay, so after playing around with this Lucas Torreira item a bit more, what are my thoughts on it? Well, I thought he was pretty solid, to be honest, but he was definitely outperformed by Pep Guardiola in all 4 of the games that I played. But nonetheless, that doesn't make this card bad. It just means that it's not as good as that Guardiola, which is obviously interesting because a lot of people at this point in the game do have the 85 rated Guardiola in their club after this first round of icon swaps. But anyway, let's just focus solely on Torreira's performance from now on in. So, what did I make of him? Was he as good as last year's Footmas card? I don't think so. He's just not as effective in this year's game. Now, that's not me saying he's not an effective CDM, because he is. He's just not as OP as that Footmas item was last year. That card was just, yeah, it was ridiculous. In game, I thought this item's pace was pretty good. He turns pretty quickly and reacts to situations well, and in general, he's a pretty nippy CDM. So if he does get caught out, he can track back. That high acceleration definitely does help because he's very quick off the mark, which is pleasing. When it comes to shooting, I didn't have too much success with him. I took off a couple of long shots. Sadly, both of them did strike the post. We didn't manage to score with him, but if I had this guy in my club a bit longer, I'm confident I would have scored a long shot with him at some point. But he's not a goal scorer. He's not meant to score goals, so I'm obviously not going to mark him down on that. Positionally, I thought he was decent. For the most part, he does sit back and defend, but occasionally he does like to take a bit of a trip forward and join in with attacks. Some CDMs just like sit and just stay stat in midfield, but Torreira occasionally will go on a little wander and join in with the attack. His passing, I thought, was alright, especially over short distances. He's also capable of putting through decent through balls as well. So his passing was alright. He's definitely isn't like a top level distributor, but he can pass to a decent standard. Only off of his right foot though. His left foot is a 3-star weak foot, and it will let you down. So always try and distribute off his right foot if you can. His dribbling, I thought, was decent for his position. He's not obviously a player you're going to want to go on too many runs with, but for a CDM, he controls the ball pretty well, and he does have the ability to turn on the ball. So when you're under a bit of pressure, he does have that ability just to spin out of a situation. Defensively, the most important part, how was this guy? In one-on-one situations, I thought he was pretty solid, to be honest. He makes a lot of interceptions, which is definitely something that you want out of your CDM. He seems to be quite sharp as well. He reacts to situations well, and his stand tackle ability is pretty solid. Slide tackling, not so much, but in FIFA 20, to be honest, not too many people do actually use slide tackling. To be fair, most people don't actually tackle in this game anymore. Most of them just jockey. Physically, how was he? Well, you definitely noticed that he's got high aggression because he certainly does fight for the ball quite a bit, but his strength isn't the best. Now, against average players, that's absolutely fine because his aggression will push through and he will eventually win the ball. But against high-level attackers, if they've got a lot of strength, if they've got a lot of aggression, they will hold off Torreira. So that is something to bear in mind. For this stage of the game, I think this Torreira card makes for a pretty solid CDM. But I think in a few months' time, if this card doesn't get upgraded too much in the strength department, it could be outdated rather quickly. I'm hoping when this guy does get upgraded that his strength takes a notable boost because he could definitely use with a strength upgrade, especially when playing in that CDM role. Don't get me wrong, his strength in game isn't awful, but like I said, up against like the top tier players who do have good strength and aggression, they do have the ability to hold off Torreira and stop him from dispossessing him of the ball. Aerially, as you can imagine, this guy isn't the best. He's 5'6" and he's not going to win too many aerial battles. So with all that being said, what is my overall verdict on this card? I think it makes for a good CDM, but I don't think it makes for a great one. And the main reason for that for me is the strength. In my opinion, the best CDMs in FIFA are quick, have good strength, and have good aggression. This Torreira card has good pace and good aggression, but he lacks in the strength department, and that is a shame. Hopefully, if Arsenal progress quite far in the Europa League, his strength does get upgraded quite a bit, and as an Arsenal fan, obviously, I am hoping for that. But with all that being said, do I think this Torreira card is worth picking up? Not a chance in my opinion. This card is not worth his current 200k price tag. I would definitely not advise picking this card up at the current price. You can pick up someone like Musa Sissoko, who is like 20k, and he is a better CDM in FIFA 20 at the current time, in my opinion. Like, that Sissoko card is just so OP in game. It's fast, it's strong, and it also has that aggression, which are the three things that I think make for a good CDM in FIFA. So at the current time, sadly, I cannot advise picking up this Torreira item, but hopefully in the coming months this Torreira card gets boosted quite a bit, his strength becomes pretty good, and this Torreira card becomes a beast. But we'll have to wait and see how well Arsenal do in the Europa League. In the comments below, let me know how far do you think Arsenal will go in that competition. Anyway guys, you've now heard my thoughts on this Lucas Torreira item. I hope you've enjoyed this video, hope you found it useful. If you have, drop a like rating on it. If you've got any questions about the card, pop them in that comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you in the next one.